Hi, everybody. My name is John Nieves, and welcome to the first Unbox podcast for the year. And today we're going to be talking about CES, the Consumer Electronics Show. It's one of the biggest. It's one of the biggest trade shows to start off to kick off the year 2022. Unfortunately, we were not able to attend because of obvious reasons, mainly the plague. But we've been covering it from here in Unbox in the Philippines, and there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot of great stuff and some not great stuff that we'll be talking about with our guest. Speaking of our guest is Gian Viterbo of Gadget Filipinas. He'll be talking about these products with me today. Hi, Gian.
Hello and good evening to all of you guys. And syempre, special greeting to you, sir. Happy birthday to you, Mr.
Oh,
Johnny Eves.
thank you very much. I'm 40, I'm old. My knees are starting to creak. Pag yumuyo ko na ako, may mga tunog ng sumasama na hindi maganda. Anyway, thank you very much.
Wala naman sa itsura yan eh.
Wow, nice. Anyway, yun. So before we begin, we want to kick off every Unbox podcast with a recap of the news. Since we'll be talking about CES, we're not including CES news in this recap. These are just many local news that we need to talk about. So the first one is the alleged hacking incident that happened with Comelec. Did you hear about this, yeah?
Yes, I heard about it at medyo kinabahan ako.
So if you don't know, if you turned off Facebook, good for you. I wish I could do that, but I cannot because that is part of my job. Manila Bulletin came out with a report that there was an alleged hacking incident with the Comelec servers. Specifically, they were talking about usernames and passwords to what do you call this? To the voting machines itself, if I remember correctly. So that's a very serious allegation, obviously, since the election pretty close, no? May of this year, and let's just say this is going to be a very polarizing election.
Right.
No, Gian?
It is
a very polarizing. It's going to be a very polarizing election, and any kind of or even suggestions of the polls not being valid or there's somehow compromise is a very serious thing. Now, to be fair to the Comelec, James Jimenez, which is a spokesperson for them, basically just said, I'm going to be reading his statement here. They are basically saying that walang hack na nangyari because parang yung sinasabi nila na usernames and password, yung sinasabi ng bulletin na usernames and password na nawala daw is not there simply because they haven't finished the finalizing of the machines. So parang sinasabi nila, paano may na-hack? Wala naman nakalagay. So basically, this is like a he said, she said thing. Personally, I don't know. I still don't know what's happening. But the latest news on this is that the Commission of Privacy, tama ba, Gian? Yeah, the Commission of Privacy, yung
they're basically going to question them for sure.
Oh, definitely. Kasi laking problem yan, no? Pag nawala. They have to make sure, number one, were their data to be stolen to begin with. What's the extent of the leak?
That's right.
What kind of what this actually means for our polls moving forward? And syempre, everybody, no matter which politician you back, which side of the fence you're on, everybody wants a clean and fair election 2022 because definitely magkagulo tayong lahat kung hindi yan nangyari. What do you think? Did they get you think they were hacked?
I really can't say, and as you said, it's going to be a he said she said situation, but definitely it's gonna be an issue for all parties, especially kapag nagbilangan na. And I really think that's gonna happen pretty soon. But hopefully, no, they were not hacked. Hopefully, no.
Yeah, hopefully. So I'm just gonna give a shout out to everybody who's joined us. Feng, Adrian, Prince, Leia, hey Leia.
Hello.
Jay, John, thank you very much for John, somebody else, not me. I'm not congratulating myself for this. This is gonna anyway. So another piece of news moving on from the Commodec hack. If you bought the LG PuriCare mask, I know you did, Gian.
Yep.
Do you have that with you?
It's
Yun.
here.
Gusto ko sana yan, kaso nga lang. I don't go out enough to
Yeah.
medyo mahal din. It's kind of expensive. But if you have that, if you have the LG PuriCare mask, LG's finally released the Bluetooth app, the one that won't break. the one that won't break your device. I think this one actually has all the promised features when the second generation one initially launched, which was, if I remember correctly, it had the voice changing. Well, you would know because you own one.
Yeah, it has this voice amplification. With the former application kasi, you are not able to control the fan settings, ganon, and you can't even do anything with the application. And there are some cases nga na nagbe-break pa yung kanilang mga devices. So, it's a good news.
Yeah, so if you have one of these, I know a lot of doctors bought these when it initially went on sale a couple of months ago, out of stock, and it's been really hard to find stock. I really wanted one for myself, but it was really very difficult to get one. You can now download that, you can change your voice, you can completely control the mask depending on what you need. So that's great news. So moving on. If you still have money left over from all of the sales that decimated our bank accounts back in December, dami mo na, ikaw, gano'n na binid yan?
Quite a few, pero kadalasan puro mga regalo lang din eh. Regalo sa asawa, regalo sa
I
anak.
haven't really bought myself anything, to be honest. Pero if you still have money left over, Realme has done a January sale. There's a lot of great products that are on sale, and one product that I want to highlight is the Realme Book. Yung Realme Book, remember? I know you pretty much everybody managed to grab a review unit for this. The Realme Book is a pretty good starter notebook for anybody who needs a laptop, for basic tasks, for home office or for remote learning. And this one, the price has been cut to just how much is this? It's around 30K. Yeah, it was 29,000. It's 29,990 now. When it was initially released, it was 37,990.
That's
so
very nice.
Yeah, ang laki na yun eh. Ang laki ng price cut na 8,000 pesos. Parang bumili ka na lang ng cellphone. So this is a really good device if you're one of those people na uwi ng office bigla pangit na laptop. Kailangan mo ng upgrade.
Something better.
Tinititigan mo na lang siya kasi hindi pa rin naglo-load yung mga Excel files mo, whatever. Do yourself a favor, just buy yourself a new laptop for yourself. Just gamitan mo na sa office. It's just 30K. It's very affordable. Then tama na rin sa home credit, I guess. Diretso mo na. So, anyways, moving on from the news. Now, CES is if people don't know, it's a yearly convention done in the US, which a lot of big companies, LG, Samsung, Huawei. Oh, not Huawei. Sorry.
Asus. Actually, Huawei was there then before.
Before the thing that we were not gonna talk about. Before the thing that happened. So it's a big convention. It's a really big convention, and there's a lot of products that get released out there, and there's so many that even Gian and I, like people whose livelihood depend on keeping up with all of these, cannot keep with everything. So we basically gotten all of the most interesting, like the best and the most noteworthy products into this particular podcast, and we're going to be going through some of them. We're going to be starting with Razer.
Yes.
Everybody knows who Razer naman, di ba? Who Razer is naman, di ba? So, Gian, you probably know who Razer is.
Yeah, I do. For some reason, yeah, I do. But yes, how about it, sir? How about it?
Okay, so Razer is a really big company that makes a lot of gaming peripherals. Gaming is their lifeblood, and every year they seem to come out with really great concepts, no? Really fantastic concepts that really push the barriers of innovation. So one of them, if you were not keeping track, is Project Sophia. Can we show Project Sophia up on the screen right now? So Project Sophia is basically a concept desktop which is modular, diba? So basically it's like pwede kang maglagay ng keyboard, you can change the lighting, the features and whatever. Parang it has 13 different swappable modules inside. It's fully customizable, and obviously it's gonna have like top of the line components inside, like the best graphics card, the best CPU, a 65 or 77-inch display, which is OLED. It's an OLED panel. It's not just like a regular LED na 4K. It's an OLED panel. So lots of lighting, lots of additional features. But the problem is, and it's going to apply to a lot of the concepts of Razer that we're going to be showing you. It seems that, for me, Razer has this tendency of simply releasing concept products like this, and then it never sees the light of day, right? This is nothing against like
Razer.
the products of Razer, because if it was against products of Razer, at least we'll actually be able to buy this. But it's not. Like, parang kapansin kayo sa Razer, no, Gian? Parang every year they always announce a lot of like fantastical
Products.
remember parang what year was that? Yung ganun silang laptop na maraming screen na parang binubuksan mo ng ganun.
Oh yeah, that was I think it was last year. Last year, 2 years.
Last year, diba? It's like and they had a concept similar to this from before. Was called Project Christine. Well, wala pang project. They just called it Christine. It's a modular desktop Windows PC concept back in 2014, and it never really saw the light of day. That was 8 years ago. Ang tagal na niya, di ba? So, parang I've been around the block long enough to see, like, parang what Razer's doing is just trying to distract us from the fact that the actual products that they release na make money on. I'm not gonna say they're not good. They're good, diba? But they're not sexy in a way that these concepts are sexy. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Diba?
I do.
Parang, and
yeah, I that's true eh. Kasi parang like you mentioned, that the last time that they did that modular thing was 8 years ago. And usually, diba, some brands would, if there's a product that they'll be releasing in a few months, that product was actually conceptualized 2 years or maybe 4 years before that. So ganun siya. But this time, some of the products that they introduced 8 years ago pa, pero right now you don't actually see some of them, if not all. So
yeah. It's a little vaporware, no? Parang bakit naman ganito na you guys show off a product, then we never really hear anything about it. Or in the case of what you have, Di ba? You were telling me off the stream.
Yeah.
May minor gripe ka sa Razer. What's your gripe, Gian?
It wasn't actually a gripe, but it's really more of parang afterthought lang siya na if there is one product they actually introduced that came into fruition later on, it was last year, is this one. This is the Zephyr.
Uy,
So this is the one with the
may
RGB, no? Very
RGB.
very stylish, no? More RGB, more protection. Just kidding. But yeah, it could have been nice, but apparently, no, they did not get the right certification for the N95 filters, N95 quote unquote, to be certified. So yun, medyo nag-fail ng konti. But no, hopefully they'll get it perfected on the next feature because they have introduced a new one, which is the Zephyr Pro. Yeah.
I think if I remember correctly, they hit a little bit of a snag with that particular product because they were advertising it as N95 grade.
Yes.
Was is that correct? Then
That's correct.
Parang, once it finally launched, nawala na yung N95 grade.
Yeah,
Hindi na siya certified. Yeah, there was some
vlogger, YouTuber.
Yeah, I forgot her name. She's like
my friend Jam actually follows that girl. Yeah.
Yeah. So the problem is with that. May issue kasi doon when that mask was announced, was N95 grade. So nung in-announce siya, kasi even if you say, oh, we're taking away the N95 what do you call it? N95 plain. Hindi naman dumiti sa utak ng tao yung pangalawa mong announcement yung retraction. It's the first announcement that almost always sticks with their brain, diba? So if it's not N95 grade, and some people still think it is when they buy it, and some of those actually work in healthcare that really need N95 protection, like, right? Obviously, it's very important for now, diba? Because with the Omicron surge, that presents a risk, diba? So, I don't know, maybe they could have been a little bit more careful with their branding and stuff like that. I know everybody who just wants to jump onto the hype of, uy, meron tayong mask na susuot or whatever. And
that's right.
It's diba? Unlike LG, I'm not an LG shill. I don't have one of those PuriCare. Baka sabihin nyo, binabayaran ako ng LG, wala ako nun. But unlike LG, I think their mask is it N95 ba?
Yes, it is certified N95.
So it's certified N95. It went through the proper testing and evaluation to get that particular N95 N95 certification. Yeah. So why couldn't you be like LG, Razer? Just do what they did. I mean, anyway. So moving on, we're gonna be talking about another conceptual product, I guess, is the Razer Enki Pro HyperSense. This is probably, if it is real, if it becomes a real thing, it's not just vaporware.
Yeah,
it's probably
gonna happen.
I hope so. It's basically a gaming chair of your dreams. It's a chair that has haptic feedback. So, alam mo yung di ba pag naglaro kami mga vibrations, whatever, sa phone, whatever. Dito, pag kunyari ka, pinayo ng baril, gagalaw yung upuan.
Yeah. Okay, sa likod, no? Tatama sa likod yung ano.
Tatama yung kotse, tama ka sa likod, gagalaw. So, this is basically it. This isn't a new concept. If I remember, kasi I dabble in sim. I used to play sim racing, yung ganun. And I also have I play flight sims, as you can see.
Oh yeah.
There's parang similar products to this na chair, upuan mo, tapos gumagalaw depending on how you bank, whatever. But it costs thousands of dollars kasi it's handmade, it's made to order, and they only start making it when you order one. So,
correct.
Hopefully, with Razer, dahil they can mass produce things. The price of this will go down relatively, pero mahal siya.
Yeah, anyway, so ito, Warthog I see. Tama ba? Warthog yung gamit
Yeah,
mo.
it's a Warthog.
Perfect.
I should
So in-
play more, but you know.
So guys, for those of you who are watching, so imagine you playing a game. If the Enki Pro is compatible with the game you're playing, so it kind of adds to the immersion, of what you're playing. But as far as I know, it has sort of compatibility now with not Gran Turismo, but that game on Microsoft Xbox that recently released. So, Forza Horizon 5. So
yeah,
if that's
that's also one of the main problems. Like one thing that Razer can work with the developers, kasi those yung sinasabi kong bespoke systems, they don't work perfectly with the games that they're supposed to be used in. So, ibig sabihin, you really have to be a, what do you call this? You really do have to be a enthusiast that's willing to tinker a lot around with the settings, with changing springs, stuff like that, just to make it like sit properly. Na para it'll respond, na para basically convincing yung tama ng mga whatever. Pero si Razer, since they can work with, they have existing relationships with Microsoft and other developers and other companies, they can easily just parang plug this in. Oh, just send us a user profile for this, and we'll just plug it in and enforce feedback. So that's, hopefully it becomes a real product that we can play.
I think naman it will, hopefully, in the future. Some concerns lang I have right now with this product is latency. I mean, if magre-register ba agad yung vibration, no? So that's, those things they need to really furnish that feature more. If ever they release this to the public.
May nagtatanong, John Stephen Reyes, pwede po ba yan while watching movies? Sana. Probably the same way na yung like ano ba yung mga seats na alam mo yun doon sa ba yun?
5D? 5D. 5D,
I think
real to.
wala naman siguro basta sa mukha mo pag naglalaro ka dito. Pero siguro they could probably have the vibration dampeners on it or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, moving on. Asus is also a company that is in CES. They typically release a lot of products during CES, but this year Asus actually released a foldable OLED laptop. It's a 7-inch foldable OLED laptop. It's called ang tawag niya? It's a ZenBook 17 Fold OLED. So hindi yung ang folding craze is not just for phones nowadays. It's also with laptops now.
Yep.
Diba? So, and to be fair to Lenovo, this is not the first ever foldable laptop. Yeah. Lenovo released their own foldable laptop a few years ago. Pero it wasn't as what you call polished as this one. Have you seen the other creator videos for this?
Yes, I did. No, it's interesting. And syempre ako una kong tinitingnan dito yung ripple sa gitna kasi that has been an issue that is always checked out there by a lot of users. But this is an interesting product. May nakita yung ganito na very similar. Naalala mo in Computex, they announced something similar like this na all screen. And here you go. In OLED foldable laptop form. Cool,
yeah.
Diba?
One reason why we're hyping yung part ng OLED, because yung OLED talaga versus like a regular, like an AMOLED, like yung colors na talaga is very different. Maganda talaga tingnan eh.
Totoo. Sa phone nga lang, di ba? Kita mo na na ang linaw sa ang tingkad ng kulay. And how much more on a screen, on a 17-inch laptop na foldable. So,
yeah. And one thing I really like when it comes to Asus is that once they announce something, in CES, you'll probably see it arrive at the end of the year. It's not just like, oh, we have this, unless they specifically say this is just a concept, they'll never sell it.
Yeah.
This is something that you will see in stores at the end of the year. As
Yes.
fantastical as it seems, you'll definitely be seeing it in stores. And I guess this is a different, probably needs a different conversation as well. Like yung idea of having more foldable products. Like I think 2022 talaga is going to be the year of the foldable. Like
I totally agree.
like it's not just a fad. Like some people say it is a fad. It's not. It's definitely not. Like how many? Yeah, but it's not a no. Like before, probably just like what Samsung is in third generation foldable already.
Foldable. Yep, and yung Samsung, talo na ako bigla. They actually introduce a lot of foldable devices as well. So
yeah,
I totally agree with what you said. It's not a fad. It's no
longer a fad.
No
like,
longer. That's
if they didn't sell another foldable product after the second one, then probably. But now, the cost of manufacturing a foldable display has gone down drastically. You just looking at Samsung, the price for their flip, it's the price of a reg. It's a regular flagship price already. It's not crazy anymore. And I guess first generation foldable laptops like these will probably be expensive, but the second generation ones next year will be definitely cheaper. Na hindi na parang pwede ka na bumili ng kotse price o second hand. Pero yun, still.
I remember the first Z Fold, di ba? Parang more than 100,000. People were like, oh no!
And everybody was saying, oh, Samsung crazy. They lost their mind, whatever. But after, like, this is the third generation of their phone, it's already pretty relatively affordable in the sense na hindi na siya lumalampas ng 100K. So we're also going to see that with laptops like these in the future. Also,
before we continue, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Price is really a consideration when it comes to these kinds of products. In case of the Zen Book 17 Fold OLED, do you have a guesstimate, for this? It seems an interesting product, no?
I mean,
I have no idea.
How much was the? That was JB.
Is it 1.5?
Hindi. Parang feeling ko. Kasi how much was the dual display when they released it? The laptop of tomorrow.
The Duo. Remember the ZenBook Duo? They announced
175, diba?
Yeah, pero yung lower variant, nasa 85 back then. Yung dalawang screen, yung lumagawa bukas.
So I would guess, don't quote me on this. This is my best guess. It's probably probably 200K, 220, mga ganun.
All right.
Which is expensive for a laptop, absolutely. But it's a folding laptop. And usually, yung first generation, yung talaga yung mahal. Then after a few months, it'll just go down in price, I guess.
Yeah, well, that seems possible. No, don't quote us on that, no. But you have to think about the specs na rin of this product. Wala tong alam ko XE lang ata to, no. Iris Xe graphics lang ata to. No? So, meaning the Iris Xe, no. It's a good integrated GPU.
I would be if Asus can put it down lower. If they release it under 100K, I'd be very surprised.
Oh yeah, same here. Same here.
Yeah. So moving on, Computex also is CES is also a place where the ROG brand of Asus also makes their appearance. ROG is their gaming segment, and they announced the ROG Flow Z13. It's basically a gaming tablet, I have mixed feelings about this. Ikaw muna, Jay. What do you think of the ROG Flow Z13?
I have positive feelings about it. Medyo polarizing tayong dalawa ngayon, no? But, would you like to listen to me first, or would you like
Yeah,
to say
you first. Ikaw muna.
Okay. Well, for me, it's an interesting take, no, on the gaming tablet scene, no, because you don't see a lot of tablets, no, na gaming na PC, no, it's running on Windows nowadays. And this time, kung naalala mo before yung mothership, no, they shrunk it to this kind of version, the Z13. With this, no, what really excites me most is yung peripheral na you can put here, which is the XG Mobile. I am excited, and that is because I own the Flow X13. Siguro, ganun eh. The Flow X13, you can convert it into a tablet if you want to. This time, wala yung keyboard. Ina-attach mo lang yung keyboard, no? And of course, it's the usual gaming flair, no? Which for me, siguro market ako nito, no? Kaya medyo na-excite ako dito.
You like it? So you like it?
Yeah. I do like it.
Okay.
Yeah. How about you?
Personally, I don't like it because gaming and tablet, if you combine those two words together, kasi not that I'm saying that like mobile gaming is bad. It's just that this is a PC. This is basically a PC. It's made to run PC games. And this is probably just the old fart in me na as a PC gamer for most of my miserable life. I want something that, like, no compromise. Like, this is the reason why I built my PC. Like, the PC was very expensive, but I can just play whatever game I want. I don't have to compromise the graphics settings or whatever. This feels like a compromise for me if you're gaming on PC. Kasi what's the GPU? It's 3050 Ti.
Yeah, 3050.
Right? It's not even up to 3050 Ti, and it's not even full power. It's probably max Q. But just kasi the problem with a tablet is that when you're playing games, you generate heat. The more heat you can dispel, the better your games will run. The tablet doesn't really have a lot of space to displace heat. I'd be surprised if this thing has 2 fans. Probably just have one, or probably like one small fan. Nothing against Asus. It's a form factor, and they're limited by the form factor na ginawa nila. And I don't really think that gaming in that particular form factor is a good idea. At least for the price, it's gonna be expensive. Sure, you can plug it into the what do you call it? Yung external GPU nila.
XG Mobile.
The XG Mobile. I also reviewed that. While you can do that, whatever GPU that you put in there will also have, but you take a penalty in performance, parang around 30%, correct? 30 to 40% depending on the GPU that you put in. And again, that's compromising.
Yeah.
Diba? The mothership worked a little bit because it was big.
Just a bigger chassis.
It didn't have like space constraints. Pwede na lagay lahat ng gusto na kahit gaano siya kalaki, sabihin na lang nila, it's a touchpad, it's a touchscreen, whatever. Sure. Okay lang kasi you're not expected to bring it with you. With this, it's like trying to make PC gaming. I don't know. Probably not the target market of this.
Yeah. Let's see. I mean,
well, we'll see. They'll probably send one for review. We'll probably see it, how it handles. And hopefully I'm wrong, but personally, I prefer like a big gaming PC because I really don't move around.
You're more of a desktop guy.
No, bahay lang ako because of the plague. Where I gotta go. Diba?
That's true.
So,
if you really put that into consideration talaga, yung bahay.
Yeah.
Tayo. We're not technically mobile. So,
not right now, obviously.
Right now.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Again, it's very polarizing design. I like that Asus is pushing boundaries better than stagnating. So, moving on from Asus, we are now moving to Samsung. Everybody knows who Samsung is. They're one of the biggest companies in the world. They don't just make phones. Baka puro telepono lang na naalala natin sila. They actually made a really cute projector called the Samsung Freestyle.
Very cute projector, indeed.
It's a very cute projector. It retails at $899. I don't know how much that is in pesos. That's 45,000 pesos.
Yeah. Probably about 50K if you bring it here in the Philippines.
If you bring it here, it's probably 51,000, 52,000 pesos.
Yeah.
So the idea of this particular projector is like the way I explain it to people is that it's a projector for dumb people. By that I mean it's a projector for people who don't want to mess around with settings, with lighting, with
keystone,
background, keystone, or whatever. Because this is a smart projector, as you see that's running on the display on the main screen. It can change size. It can adapt to the color of your wall. Kunyari, yan, no, kung hindi white yung wall mo, mapapalit siya para tama yung tint na nakikita mo, hindi mo ang engot yung pinapanood mo. It also acts like a smart TV. So lahat ng smart TV functionality that is on a Samsung TV is also on that one. So if you have another Samsung TV with you in your house, you can project whatever you're watching on that to this. So kunyari, ang laki ng mansion mo, kailangan manood dun sa mansion room number 1, pupunta sa mansion room number 2. Gusto mo nagko-continue yung pinapanood mo, kiklik mo lang, susundan ka. So those are very nice things to have. And I actually like it. I'm actually very interested in this.
Yep, same. Very
diba?
Mm-hmm.
Sana nga lang hindi masyadong mahal pagdating dito.
True. I mean, hopefully they'll bring it here in the Philippines. Sabi mo kanina, pang tamad eh. And I'm one of those people.
Yeah. Because just incidentally, yung tawag dito, my dad used to be very involved in home theater, and it's having an actual projector was one of the things that he looked at before. He never got into it simply because ang daming setup na kailangan mo ng wall, kailangan mo whatever, may throw distance pa. So throw distance meaning hindi yung projector hindi pwedeng masyadong malapit sa display sa pader. Kasi hindi magandang, kailangan mo may minimum distance, all that crap. Just tiring.
Right.
So yun. So moving on to another Samsung product is the Odyssey Ark.
Ooh, another interesting product.
Nakita mo na ba ito?
Nakita ko niyan.
It's a 55-inch curved display. Pwede mo siyang rotate and it's huge. It's gigantic. I have a 32-inch display right now. It's a curved widescreen, and this is malaki na to para sa akin. This is more than enough for me. I can't even imagine having a 55-inch widescreen display.
It's 55-inch.
Grabe.
1,000R curvature. Tapos ultra wide. So
grabe siya.
Okay. Nakita mo ba yung video na dinotate nila, tapos you can basically have several. Teka lang eh.
Pag tumitingin nakaganon ka.
But it's nice.
This is another like product na parang iniisip ko na ano kaya target market na to? Kasi parang I've seen the tawag dito, the marketing nila na parang you can rotate it 100 tama ba 180 degrees patayo. Then you have 3 sections ng pagganon.
And there's a remote as well, which allows you to resize your windows and everything. So pretty fancy.
Yeah. So pero parang hassle. Hirap talaga maging mayaman. Parang ang hirap maging mayaman, no, Gian?
Sana all.
Hirap maging mayaman kung meron ganito eh. Laki.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a video.
We're showing a video here. Obviously, since we can't go to CES, this is tama ba? Yeah.
Board at work, yeah. Board at work.
Yeah, yeah, which is basically just showing off. This video is courtesy of them. Because we obviously cannot go to CES because.
Because,
So you can really see this how gigantic that screen is. It's insane. It's insane.
pero dyan, tinan mo, di ba? Meron pang RGB sa ilalim. Like,
Oh my gosh.
more RGB, more frames per second.
More RGB. So moving on from Samsung to a router. I never thought I'd be interested in talking about a router.
Yeah, I was actually surprised when you showed me the list and it has this. Go ahead, sir.
This is super weird, but this is the TP-Link Archer AXE 200 Omni. This is basically a router that has 4 motorized antennas that follow you around as you're using your phone. So basically, the antennas physically follow you while you're using your phone. So, kunyari, ay gising mo lang, punta ka ng CR, jumps ka sa sundan.
Ba't wala akong signal? Oh, okay.
But I have signal, but ang init. So again, we're showing another creator on the screen, which shows how the antennas actually work. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pero is that really necessary?
And guess
Para
what?
sa akin,
Si TP-Link markets this as robotic antennas. Auto-adapt. Okay, so
parang
yeah.
like not to shill pero I have a Asus router. Like I have the the mesh routers of Asus. That's more than enough to cover the house. Like, it's good enough to penetrate a bathroom when I go there in the morning. So hindi ko na kailangan. Parang it's cool in concept, pero if you think about it, yung added cost ng gumagalaw na yung added cost and added complexity, paano kung nasira yung isang motor?
Yeah. You know, moving parts usually tend to have some
diba?
issues eventually.
Parang wouldn't it be better just to have more powerful radios in your router than parang, and it's creepy. It's a little creepy to look at. Parang siyang robot, parang siyang alien.
I wonder, no, kung maingay yung robotic antennas. Like, baka naman, nagpa-podcast tayo. Gumalaw ka lang. Hindi ko alam kung
I have no idea.
Same here. But interesting. I like this. But I kind of am weirded about it as well at the same time.
Yeah, ako din. Medyo na-weirdohan ako ng konti dun sa ganun na. Anyway, so moving on. It's a little different. This is the BMW. Did you know that BMW actually made a SUV that could change color by itself? A la James Bond.
My gosh, dating konsepto.
It's a new iX Flow concept car. So basically, it's James Bond-ish. I don't know. You really have to see the video just to what do you call this, to really see how well it works.
Wow.
We have it on the screen now. Again,
Wow.
Courtesy of this other creator that we follow, Shimi 150. Yeah.
Shimmy.
So, ang galing. Ang galing talaga.
Grabe.
Like, parang James Bond.
Oh, but I can imagine, Jan, paano kung masira yung isang part ng e-ink, no? Because it's powered by e-ink, no? The changing colors.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I can imagine the cost.
Ako, tapos mababangga ka lang ng tricycle.
Oh,
kamutin niya yung ulo.
Oh my God.
Kamutin niya lang yung ulo.
Oh no.
Ano to? Sir, naghahanap buhay lang, sir. Wala na. And what's nice is that you can actually control the colors by an app in your phone. So if you want to just change the color in one panel, if you're a weirdo, Parang yung driver side panel lang yung kulay puti, the rest itim. O kaya yung mags mo lang, o kaya magpa-flash ng white and red, parang RGB.
May isa pa.
Okay lang din.
May isa pa ako naisip dyan. Alam mo, hindi mag-work sa
Yo.
Pilipinas yan kasi kada bago mo ng kulay, kaya mo pa-register sa LTO.
Papalit ka ng registration. Kaya yun yung iniisip ko, paano kaya ito sa LTO? No? Paano kaya registration na ito sa LTO? Ang hirap siguro na to. Ubus siguro pera mo dito.
Pero alam mo, if this becomes really a trend and it becomes really prevalent in the market, kailangan talaga mag-innovate na ng government. Not just in the Philippines, like all, lahat. Kasi that's gonna happen.
Parang very few lang naman ata sa ng mga governments na require. Alam ko sa US, hindi kasi kailangan, you don't need to register the color change if I remember, if I'm correct. I might be wrong. Please at me at the comments if I'm wrong. Pero it's a good concept, parang it's just pretty weird, parang James Bond. Kung gusto mong relive yung James Bond fantasies mo, sino ba yung favorite ko? Pierce Brosnan, whatever.
Pierce Brosnan pa ba?
Anyway, so the very last product that we saw in CES, that's very interesting. Will be a hit with our vibes probably, is the L'Oreal, tama ba pronunciation?
L'Oreal, yes.
The Color Sonic and Color Right, parang home coloring kit. Now, this is basically like, I know that you can basically dye your hair at home. Ang dami ko nakita sa feeds, like even they actually try to do that at home. Yeah, because of the plague again. Pero once, it's not really the same as getting it done sa salon. Diba? Parang it fades faster and whatever. So this one, L'Oreal actually promises that you'll basically will be getting parang salon experience, salon quality color home. That's actually a big deal kasi like lalo na ngayon, sobrang daming tao na they want to do something home, they want to change their hair, they want to have their hair trimmed, but because of the unsafe conditions, you can't really leave, diba? Right now, they don't know how much this will be, pero this hopefully maging medyo affordable siya na pwedeng bilhin ng anybody, and then they can actually have their hair done at home, no?
Yeah, actually, it's good din for
L'Oreal. And this one.
Kasi maganda yan kasi si Jamie daw magte-test, no?
Hindi ako. Papalitan ko yung buhok ko. Papalitan ko yung buhok ko na anong kulay yung gusto nyo? Blue?
Blue.
Type it down in the comments below.
Mo, this is genius in a way, because para kay L'Oreal, they'll be selling cartridges eh. So,
like the ink. It's like the printer market.
Yeah, so just to tell show or compute kung ano gusto mong kulay, then you just brush it away after a few minutes.
And remember, that's actually more that's actually more profitable than just selling the device. Kasi I don't know if anybody knows that the people that like the big companies, HP, Canon, or whatever, they actually make money more from the ink rather than the printers. The printers, sometimes they sell it at a loss. They really make money from the ink cartridges themselves. So I guess this is going to be following the same thing. So with that completes our CES roundup for 2022.
The bets in
How
the
are you feeling, Jen?
Well, it's a nice year again, despite the conditions we're all in. Pretty hopeful, no? With next wave of new products that will be introduced by brands, not just in CES, but also
wave of infections. With the new wave of infections.
Oh no! But stay safe out there, guys. Stay safe.
Please stay safe. Do not, if you can. if you can do your work at home, please do so. Kung ayaw na manager mo, gulpihin mo. Sabi mo ako nagsabi. Don't actually do that. Don't do that. But, yeah. Try to stay safe. And CES, it's CES now in roughly, I don't know, 2 to 3 weeks. It's going to be Mobile Congress.
Oh, yes.
Kasi February, di ba? So, Mobile Congress is basically CES but for phones. So, a lot of new phones are going to be announced. A lot of foldables, a lot of new fantastic products are going to be announced. So probably we're going to be doing this again. Probably we're all going to be doing this at home again because, because of the plague still. Yun. So thank you very much for people who joined us for this particular stream. It's something we kind of intend to do every week, hopefully, as much as we can. And thank you very much for following us in our first stream of the year. And thank you, Gian, for joining us.
Thank you for having me, sir. Yes.
Okay, Gian, we basically just entered the plug zone. Is there anything you want to plug? Maybe a website that you make money out of.
Well, hopefully, I make money out of it, no? But anyway, thank you, John and Unbox team, for having me in this first ever episode, And of course, just to plug, we do have a small website. It's gadgetpilipinas.net. You can go and check them out.
Small yun.
And we also have a YouTube channel. You can go. We're trying our best to go to 100,000 this year. We're starting off with 53. Yeah.
Please
And
subscribe to Gadget Pilipinas.
Thank you. And syempre yun, we're gonna be having our next season of our podcast pretty soon on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And lastly, do follow us on TikTok. I don't dance, but I post videos about tech.
Where they can find you? Is there like Twitter? Do you have Twitter? You want people to follow you?
Yeah. Just look for Gadget Pilipinas at Gadget Pilipinas on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We're all there. Thank you.
Okay. You can't follow me because I really don't use Twitter. Don't at me. I won't reply. You can follow us here on Unbox.ph. We have a YouTube channel. Please subscribe, like. We have big plans for the YouTube. Also, please visit a website as much as you can. Read up on all these products that we actually talked about, and get ready for a flood of news once we start doing Mobile World Congress, and once the embargo gates open. We have a lot of products that we are currently reviewing that will be published in the next few weeks. So pretty much that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. Till next time, keep safe, put on your mask, try not to go out, and don't spoil Spider-Man.
Yes, please.
Yun lang.
Bye.